What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bugs' DCS Cruise. For this one, I'm going to give you guys an actual look at the MOZA MTP throttle and the MTLP panel that I've been using to try out for a couple of days. Like I said, I've only had it for a few days, so I'm getting ready to take it off of my sim pit, unfortunately, and returning it to its rightful owner. I do have to say it's been awesome flying with this and trying it out. I do like it, so I'm going to go over a couple of things with it really quick. Pros and cons wise, point out a couple of features, and we'll go from there. So let's just start up here at the top really quick with the MTLP, the MOZA takeoff and landing panel. You have your landing gear lever, your switches to your launch bar, your landing light, anti-skid, your flaps, your jettison select with the included doorbell, your parking brake handle, which does work. So if it's right now, I have it set for park. You can quarter turn it to the left and it will release. You can push it in, rotate it for emergency. I like the functionality of it. And then obviously your tail hook lever. And each click on these represents one button push, so that's very cool. Underneath that, we have, let me just move the landing gear handle really quick. We have lighting controls. We have a nice little potentiometer rheostat for that, so that works. That's nice to have. You got 3 switches here. This is a 3-position. And as you guys can see, this is modeled after the F-18, and it functions exactly as such. I cannot complain about that. They did very good with it. We have our sensor arming panel, our radar, and our INS knobs. Sorry about that, guys. Our fuel probe, our lighting, more lighting controls, our engine crank, our APU, and the APU ready light. I will touch on that in a second. We also have our rudder trim, our FCS reset, and just another axis command here. And as for our throttle, it's just our normal Hornet stuff here. So you got a momentary here. You have our speed brake control here, and then a 4-way here and here for our hat switches. And on the back, I'm sorry, guys, I just dropped the camera like a dunce. That was good, Bugs. We have our TDC slew, which I much like this over the Warthogs. Instead of that stupid nipple that's on it, this is much nicer. I really like this a lot better. We have another up and down with a push back here, and 2 more momentaries back there. Now, one of the coolest things I like about this is those paddles you guys just saw come down. These here, we have actual physical finger lifts to go past our afterburn detent. So I do like that. It is completely adjustable through this mechanism down here. I haven't played with that. I like it the way it is, so I'm okay with it. You also can split these with this here. So now we have split throttles. So it will work for single engine aircraft, which is nice. All in all, I'm happy with it. And then, of course, we have our lighting control switch here on the left side of the left grip. So completely normal stuff. As far as the switches go, guys, they are very sturdy. They're very stout. They have a satisfying feel in the hand and in your fingers. When you activate one of them, you know that it's on. You know it's doing what it's supposed to do. The Warthog has a few questionable switches, I guess we could say, but The pinky switch for the lighting is one of them. The TDC slew is another one. Those two right there just aggravate me. They've been a pain in my side for the longest time since I've gotten the thing, but this answers that. The haptic feedback on this is something totally different. It makes it that much better of an experience, and it makes the immersion that much more. I will give it that. I do like it. You can go into the MOZA cockpit software and adjust your different parameters. If you guys want to see a separate video of that, of how to do all that, just leave a comment down below and let me know. I'll go over that with you guys, how to set it up the right way. There are a few things you do have to do in order to make it work the right way, and that's included in DCS itself. You have to make sure you have your force feedback devices enabled, otherwise it is not going to work, more than likely. So just keep that in mind. So let me get back on course here. You guys can also see down here we have the two silver screws. Those are the friction lever, the friction adjustments for the throttle. They do work. I did adjust them. It feels very nice. It's smooth. It's really not bumpy. If you have the frictions cranked up a little bit, it can be a little choppy, but once you back them down and get them to that comfortable spot, there are no issues at all with it. You could easily fly formation. You can easily tank with this, make small little corrections. It is not terrible at all. I really do like it. So I'm just going to touch on a couple of pros and cons really quick with this. I think the pros I've pretty much covered. The haptic feedback is now a thing that does work. Actually, I forgot one thing, and it has to touch with the software, and I said about the APU ready light and the landing gear light. So there's a setting in the MOZA cockpit software where you can have it function off of the telemetry coming out of DCS. So what that will do in a nutshell is however you set the lighting controls in the cockpit of the jet is what the panel is going to do. So if you turn your console lights up, this is going to come up. If you turn your panel lights up, that will come up. It works. It is pretty cool. It adds a lot of immersion and feeling to it, especially for you guys that fly in track IR without the VR headset on. You guys will really appreciate that. And what the telemetry will also do is it will give you your light for your landing gear handle and your APU ready light for the F-18. I think that's pretty cool. It's come a long way, and the update was just released 2 days ago. So you guys that have the MOZA MTP and the control panel, definitely make sure you update your cockpit software. You'll know, especially when you click on the throttle and you'll look under the throttle panel settings, it'll say force feedback effects now as opposed to vibration setting or strength. So that's the ticket to it right there. As for the cons of this, the one thing that I really am not fond of right now, and it might be fixed in a future update, is when you restart your computer, the panel is not recognized. You have to actually physically unplug the USB cable from the back of it and plug it back in, and then it will recognize it. Other than that, the only other thing I would change would be the afterburn detent here. I would make this a little bit taller because it is very easy to push the throttle through. So normally it'll stop, but you can easily push it forward. I don't know if that's adjustable height-wise, but I would like to find out. Other than that, I really have zero complaints about this throttle quadrant and the control panel. This is exactly what I'm looking for, immersion-wise, feel-wise, and functionality-wise. You can tailor this to a two-engined aircraft. You can do to a single-engine aircraft, a Warbird, whatever you guys so feel. It is definitely worth looking into. The price is not that bad, and it is receiving, it seems like, weekly or bi-weekly updates for the cockpit software. With all that being said, I really have a lot of thinking to do now for what I want to replace my old Warthog with. So far, this is the #1 contender. I wish I had it for a few more days just to map a few more aircraft to it and really see what the thing can do, but the time I've had with her, I cannot complain. I am thoroughly impressed. It feels nice. It reacts nicely. The functionality is there. So we'll see what happens in the future for bugs. But with all that being said, the old Warthog's going back on the sim pit. Our normal content is going to resume. It's been a lot of fun with the MOZA throttle and the flight panel. I'm going to see if I could do a little bit more with the haptic tack suit and tack sleeves, because that definitely adds a little bit more to it. In fact, a lot more, but we'll see what happens. I really hope you guys enjoyed that, found it useful. Hopefully MOZA sees this and they see that they're doing a really good job. I really would love to get my hands on another one of these for some further testing, but we'll see what happens within the future. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe for more, and until the next sortie, strap in, arm up the seat, and keep flying.